Time to switch sides for the last half of Superhero Month by talking about Marvel and how dragging out their solo comic characters into big events every year is a bad idea. Or just rant about forced diversity to get more views, I guess. Spider-Man! He is a friendly neighborhood superhero created in the early 60s by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Peter Parker is a student slash freelance news photographer who got bitten by a radioactive spider which gives him amazing superpowers like web shooting, web slinging, and wall crawling. Depending on your adaptations, because fuck what a mess, you either got them from the spider or built those devices. Despite being made after Captain America, he is right next to the two big DC boys in popularity. Officially, there are 3 movie continuities like of course the Raimi trilogy, the actually not that amazing Spider-Man, and the MCU when he first showed up in Civil War. When it comes to video games, Spider-Man 2 on the console is the best one, and if you only play the PC version, I am so sorry. But let's not delve into the open world pizza delivery simulator just yet, and focus only on Spider-Man on the PS1, completely unrelated to the first film of the Sam Raimi series. Ah, never sub. Whatever happened to you people? Oh, you got merged with Infinity Ward in 2014. That's sad. It was released in 2000 and was also ported to the N64 by Edge of Reality, Dreamcast by Treyarch, Game Boy Color by Vicarious Visions, and the PC by Grey Matter, formerly known as Zigstrix, who made a mission pack for Quake 2 and Redneck Rampage. Why did I confuse him with Country Justice when writing the script? So let's dive into...
Ah, so you've entered the Marvel side. And yet you're still cosplaying as the wrong superhero.
Who are you? Why do you look a lot like me? And why are your eyes so freaky? Ugh. As I was saying, let's dive into the game. Why am I wishing they would use this instead? You can do some training before jumping into the new game, but why would you when there's a tutorial in there? I'll be playing on easy because I want to piss off some hardcore gamers. We get a cutscene of Dr. Octavius supposed to be fun, presenting his invention while Peter Parker is attending. But then Spider-Man shows up!
Last time I checked, I was Spider-Man.
Then he destroys Eddie Brock's camera, making him angry enough to become Venom to avenge himself. Now everyone wants Spider-God! Meanwhile, we'll see 2 mysterious figures, because that's Doc and I'm not sure if that's Venom or Carnage, but whatever, releasing a gas in New York City, which is a clever way of saying, look, Terrace's excuse was flimsy at best, so here's a better explanation of the fog. Oh hey, it's a Baxter building, and Stan Lee is the narrator.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble.
Doesn't beat Bruce Campbell. What? And hey, Black Cat! Such a rip-off of Zoe's secret agent. Okay, enough quips. Newbies don't know who or what they are anyway. What have happened to the word newbie? I hardly take the word normie seriously.
So in this video, you're going to hear me use the term normie a lot.
Now, normies like me were able to hear music that had previously been restricted to those who knew that Hackers was not a realistic portrayal of hacker culture.
When detailing to narcoleptic normies the enduring appeal of the 80s...
I'm too old for this shit! The game is a mix of a platformer and a beat 'em up. For platforming, to do the web swinging, you press X and R2, as he does it slowly. But you can do a quick long swing by running, jumping, and R2. Climbing can be achieved by sticking to a building, and there's no need to press a button as it does it for you. You can stick around in any direction so long as there's a wall or ceiling. While indoors, you can press R1 to stick to the ceiling much faster, and you can also aim your web shot using L1. It controls great, very responsive, easy to learn as there are question marks that may or may not interrupt your gameplay, and natural. Although I am questioning the possibility of Spidey web swinging at the sky. Does this game take place after Crisis 3? Don't spoil it for me! The first level is where you get to the bank to stop a heist from happening. Guessing I have to put the imposter Spidey on hold for a while until someone brings it up. Wait, no, they do. Or am I dumb? For combat, use square and circle to punch and kick respectively, triangle then square or circle to grab someone, and triangle to shoot them. You can also do special moves using any of the directional buttons, then triangle, like a dome, storing punches, pulling enemies, and long range shooting, but be careful, it wastes your web fluid, so you must collect web cartridges to recharge. Great, any more reference to the 2600 game? That's pretty much it. It feels great for attacking enemies, it's just that the camera can be a bitch. As you cannot control the camera using the right stick, the camera tries to correct itself to see better, but only feels like it. It's alright on boss battles since it locks to them and when you're not up against them, but other than that, it's annoying. Nice that I can save my game between some sections, just fight Sassy and... Spiderman doesn't like any sassy ass, so let's just take the patty because that's how some call me on Discord. Inside the building, you must save the hostages, but after that, someone set him up a bomb.
I need to put the bomb in a safe place.
Clever. Grab the thing, put it in the safe, lock it, mission completed! After that, Peter gets a call from J. Jonah Johnson as he's getting attacked by Scorpion.
Jonah, I have shot to the bank robber.
Parker, shut up and dial 911.
Why would he? Spider could just go there and save your ass. Oh wait, why did you just call 911 by yourself instead? And I love the dissonance between cutscene and actual gameplay. After that, he's now far away from it according to this bar. What the hell is he doing? Commenting on my video saying that I'm ripping off Kid Icarus? Scorpion is quite easy. Just punch, kick, shoot web, lower his pattern, or just spam the web down for a while like this guy did. I hate how it takes a long time to get up. It isn't as showering as in Superman 64, but I'm an impatient girl and these kinds of downtimes are a pet peeve of mine. So after saving his ass...
Spider-Man? I asked for the police and I get this?
It just isn't the same without J.K. Simmons. The cop showed up and he escapes, only to be caught by a blind fuck. Why isn't there a Daredevil game? That isn't based off that movie! Sorry if it was irrelevant. Ah, great, the helicopter showed up. You must escape from the helicopter that is destroying much of the city's rooftops. Overkill much? And fuck, now it's beginning to look like the 2600 game. Only things missing are web swinging instead of crawling, and Green Goblin instead of the helicopter. Actually, it's a bear that way. What I don't like about this is the constant loading screens. Just as you're about to get to this building, the game has to load. Reach the top, the game loads. Finishing another section, the game loads. It breaks the flow. And I hate when I die, because at times, once you restart, you have to watch the loading screen, possibly watch a cutscene that you can skip, and then you play. It's especially infuriating on the Venom stage, but I'll get there. Thankfully, there are checkpoints in some levels, so you don't need to play the whole thing again just to reach that point, but you still have to endure the loading screens. Ugh, fucking CD Play and 2 megs of RAM. Anyway, as you evade the chopper at the cops, you get confronted by Black Cat again, telling him that Venom has held Mary Jane hostage, and also Rhino causing a ruckus on Omnitech. So you get there after Spidey tells her not to confront him. This one is a bit easy as well. You can lead him to a wall and he might get stuck for a bit so you can attack him, and you can also lead him to a toxic barrel to deal more damage. After that, the police shows up and Spidey hides, only to see Doc Ock taking Rhino. As he sees his costume, he sees Black Cat get into an ambulance, while also being captured by the Lizard's man. After being encouraged by the Human Torch, he goes to find Venom, only to be right next to him, so you give chase. This is level 4 and fuck, the difficulty just ramped up. The first part of the map is alright. You swing around chasing him, only to stop at a construction site. You rock around chasing him, and after this unskippable cutscene, shit hits the fan. He keeps doing this just before the cutscene ends. I thought it's the emulator's fault, but no, it ended up that way regardless. Anyway, I can't seem to get him close. The way I do it is trying to get on top of buildings, but I keep getting far from him, leading to failure, and I have to stop the loading screens. It's just too fast for me. Speaking of that level, you can collect power-ups like this armored suit, and there's also a magnesium power-up that is useful against symbiotes. You can also collect comic book covers and alternative costumes, not to be confused with the armored suit, that make or break the game to your advantage. Unfortunately, this is as far as I could go without cheating, but after that section it leads to a Venom battle, leading to a sewer level. And I don't want to remember the directions from Lizard, even if it takes a pen and paper to write them down, so let's just skip through the story. Excelsior, my dudettes! I didn't get to play some of the levels, so I also had to use a long play of the game as footage. After conferring with Venom once again to save Mary Jane, he gets a change of heart, somewhat. So you're teamed up with him to the Daily Bugle to find the records from Jameson's computer.
Surf the web, surf the web.
Shut up, Brock, we don't have time.
Man, they made Venom a wisecracking fucko. I've never read the comics, but I heard he's more intimidating than that, so whatever. As they reach it, Venom senses carnage, so he leaves. Damn you, Venom, you're so useless! Even worse is that symbiotes are now all over the Bugle. As you save the hostage, you get to an elevator shaft and make them go down to destroy the barriers. These symbiotes are a bitch to avoid, mainly the projectiles. They have such accuracy that make traversing these levels a nightmare. After that, he finds the symbiote generators and you must destroy them. As you go deeper, it gets coffin looking. And then you see the imposter that gives chase. As it turns out, the imposter is actually Mysterio!
Welcome to your nightmare, Spider-Man!
Which channel Dr. Insano. On his way to resolve the fog issue, Spidey meets the Punisher, and he tells him to go to a warehouse which is infected with symbiotes. To store the generators, you get to an air shaft that leads to an underwater base. Passing through some turrets that are so easy to avoid, you get to the central hall and meet Black Cat who's trapped. So you try shutting down the doors of the fog machine, which creates pressure leading to a power address so that she can escape. As Spider gets to the bottom of it, he finds Dr. Octopus and Carnage, and then Venom shows up to fight the latter, leaving just you and Octopus. There's a boss battle with 3 stages, one with Doc Ock, Carnage, and then a mix of the two, literally. Sorry for spoiling nonchalantly, but it's an 18-year-old game, so who gives a shit? As for presentation, the graphics are great for a PS1 game. It's quite colorful and similar to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Makes sense as it uses the same engine. And it also has ads for Pro Skater 2. What I don't like is minor, but the characters don't have any lip syncing at all. Not even in the FMV cutscenes that are using the same models as the in-game ones. It is distracting, but like I said, it's just a minor issue. For sound, it's great as well. It has some of the voice talent from several animated series, with Rhino Romano as Spider-Man, Jennifer Hall as Black Cat and Mary Jane, and Efren Zimbalist Jr. as Octavius. The voice clips are in surprisingly high quality, but it is to be expected when the game uses CDs to store those. Meanwhile, the N64 port has most of the clips missing and comic pages for cutscenes instead of FMVs, but is also to be expected. Music is in low quality, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, it sounds catchy, but the low bitrate ruins a bit, and sometimes it only plays when there's fighting. Gotta come to the Royal Metal Gear Solid instead with synthesized music, but what do I know? Regardless, it's good to hear, despite being a bit repetitive. So that was Spider-Man for the PS1, and it's a really great game. It has some extra goodies like the What If mode, accessible via cheats, where it changes a lot of stuff once you made a new game. It is considered one of the best ones right next to Spider-Man 2. The movie tie-in game that Enter Electro or the Sinister Six for the Game Boy Color. I recommend picking up a copy and hopefully not destroy it and film that like that fucko. Can't you just sell it or some shit? Ah fuck, I forgot that I need to escape. Yeah, breaking the glass just to sneak out is a good option. But maybe sneaking out from the door will. Well, I guess I'll be trapped forever. All the other doors are locked. How did I not feel it? Oh, forget it. Hey, Sarah, please help me. I'm kidnapped by some girl with superpowers who happen to look a lot like me. I don't know where I am, but wait, I recognize this place. I think I'm in a mining facility. Just get there before.
Don't call for help.
How did you know that I was...
I can hear any low volume audio higher when I close my eyes.
Must be a bitch trying to sleep.
You think you're so clever, huh? Well, I don't think I properly introduced myself. My name is Lillian Cox, but you can just call me Lily. I was born with a rare condition, not deadly. It's much more of a gift. You might consider myself a mutant, if you will. Not only can I make people unconscious from my eyes and hear quiet noises more easily, I can also do this.
Ah! Telekinesis!
Oh, if you try escaping, you will face a painful death.
Funny how you're not called Jean Grey.
It's taken. Just like you took my attire.
Wait, is this why you've kidnapped me? Because I look too much like you? Right down to the same makeup.
Well, then you killed my friend.
What?
Yes. A year ago, I arrived at my workplace as an electrician, and I noticed that you and my friend were rambling about something.
As I was getting off my bike, I heard a gunshot. I ran to the scene and I saw you carrying the body.
He was my friend. I met him since I arrived in Synopsis City. And now that I'm up close and personal with you, you have my permission to die.
Really? You're lifting pigeons from Hunt Down the Freeman? Now I'm expecting you to say, you fucked up my fish, just as you said that. Ah! Oh! Let me explain! He shot himself by accident. He was trying to destroy an interdimensional gun with his pistol, but the bullet ricocheted to his head, killing him in the process.
I don't believe you.
Wave goodbye to your dimensional journey. Ah! Oh god!
Oh.
Oh shit!
Okay, now I believe you. And he was a real asshole.
Sorry about your friend.
No need to. He messed up your apartment.
Synopsis Police Department! Leave the premises with your hands in the air!
Should I unleash?
No, don't make matters worse. Are you feeling better now? Not really. She destroyed my phone. Well, what a coincidence, because I bought a new one for me. You can keep the old one. Man, it sure feels like a finale, but we're still in the middle of August. Did you just feel lazy this time? Who said it was over?